Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Kohler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Kohler.
Well, hi team, I'm Fitz Kohler, your super bossy fitness pro from fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. We are about half week into my book, my new book, You Supercharged, going on pre-sale, and hooray. Thank you so much for all of those of you who have ordered already. It's, two things. I want the book to get in your freaking hands. I want my words. I want all these concepts. I want this pressure to be healthier and fitter and better in between your ears. I want access to your mind, more access. I know I get it here, but I want full coverage, full access. So thank you for doing that nice thing for yourself, because I truly believe this book is going to change your life. However, I also feel personally supported by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for you, but also I feel like many of you are doing it because you care for me, and I see my store. I know exactly who's ordering what. So thank you. Know that when I saw your name come up, it made my heart go kapow like that, and just provides the sweet feelings. Also, this is very cute. Also, I have a store. It's through Shopify, and so when someone buys anything from my store, my phone makes a sound. It's cha-ching. It makes a cash register sound. Now, mind you, I have zero other notifications allowed on my phone. If you text me, you will not interrupt my conversation. If you message me, if you Instagram me, I check those messages at my leisure. If you email me, my phone does not make a sound. I cannot be controlled by a phone going, boo, boo, pay attention. I want to be engulfed in real world. And I really don't like other people's sounds too. I find it super annoying. So I never want to be annoying to other people, except for one. There's one caveat. That's right. It's my store. And it goes cha-ching. And that's a little adrenaline boost throughout the day, right? I'll be doing XYZ and I hear it, cha-ching, and I go, ooh, there you go. Another book or a shirt or hat or whatever it is sold. But I got a cha-ching today, and I checked, and it was from my mom. My mom bought my book, which was very sweet. Now, mind you, I have given my books, all of them, to my mother. She has a bookshelf in her kitchen. 4 of my books sit up there, and I, of course, was going to provide the 5th book, but she bought it today, and she just said she just wanted to. She wanted to do something nice to support me, and that's very, very sweet of her. So, Mom, if you're listening, I don't think she does listen to my podcast, but if you are, thank you. I love you. You're the best mom ever. But yeah, so everybody who's already purchased books, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to get them to you. And another thing I didn't tell you about, my last podcast was Meet My New Book, and I divulged what each of the chapters were and what you can expect from them. But the back of the book, I think, is very fun. So there's a certain amount of pages you have to have for the printer, or they'll just be blank pages, which I didn't want. And so I added some, I think, very fun, interesting things back there. So anyways, you're going to have to see it. That's right. You're going to have to see it for yourself. But yeah, cool, fun times coming at you. All right. So before we get into our big Q&A, that's the theme of the day. I'm going to answer your questions, and I have a bunch of good ones. I want to tell you that for the very first time ever, I did the Gator Gallop. What is that, you may ask? Well, it's a 2-mile walk-run situation that happens every year at the University of Florida, a couple of hours before the homecoming parade. And the homecoming parade happens on Friday before our Saturday homecoming game. Basically, I'd say 75% of Gainesville shuts down. The schools are closed, public schools, and people line the streets to watch our homecoming parade. Now, the homecoming parade is mediocre at best. No offense to all the Gators that are working hard to make that thing happen, but we live 2 hours away from Disney World. We know what a stellar parade is supposed to look like. Universal Studios does a decent job too. But our homecoming parade, is usually like a flatbed truck with a bunch of frat guys hanging off the back. I mean, sometimes they make some sort of alligator concoction, but it's really just a bunch of people walking by waving, some high school marching band, some gymnastics kids flipping down the streets, which is very sweet. But it's a nice, cute community event. But ever since I was a freshman here at the University of Florida, I've wanted to do the Gator Gallop. The first year I had a wedding to go to. I think the second year I had a wedding to go to. And for decades, something has interfered with me doing the Gator Gallop. And I would say the past 10 plus years, it's all been races. So this weekend, I realized, holy crap, I'm home. And it was the night before homecoming. It was Thursday night, homecoming eve. And so I registered and I took Joey. Now I have 2 dogs, as you know, Piper, the best friend I've ever had in my whole entire life, even though Christy is right there and even Rudy's right there. But Piper, the love of my life, she's 16. She's had a slew of health issues lately. She had a UTI a couple of months ago, and then she had pancreatitis a couple of weeks ago, which is very scary. And she sprained her leg getting up to go see my son when he arrived at home. Mind you, I do have a son. Folks they're like, I don't know, you have a son. I have a son. He's great, except for I'm not allowed to share any pictures of him at all on social media. So, but which is fine. I don't really like to advertise my family, anyways. I mean, Ginger is different because she has a social media presence and that's her choice. But anywho, I have a boy. And the dog got real excited to see the boy and she sprained her leg. And so now she's limping around and we have to keep her kind of stationary so it doesn't get worse and hopefully so it gets better. So I take Joey alone. And the other thing is Joey is so sad that Piper can't play with her anymore that I keep finding him. Brace yourself. Brace yourself for this very tragic information I'm about to share. I keep finding Joey alone in the shower. He goes into my shower alone and he just faces the wall. So I'll be out doing something with Ginger or Parker or whatever. And then, where's Joey? And we go look and he's alone in the shower, which he has never done before. He's just really so depressed that Piper is not doing great and can't play with him. So I've been trying to get him out, get him involved in absolutely everything. So I took him out to the Gator Gallop and he's just a little guy. He's a Maltese mix. He's 18 pounds. And so we had to walk about a half a mile from the car to Plaza of the Americas on campus where they had the start line and bib pickup and so forth. And so we walked around there. He got lots of pets, which is great for him. He's a super social dog. He loves humans and other dogs. And so we were pretty active there. And then I lined him up at the start line. It was a big mob. I think there was 700 people. It wasn't huge. And they don't have an announcer or anything. All you hear is just a honk. That's it. That's the race start. It's just honk, which is fine. And so the honk startles Joey and then the herd starts moving and he's just kind of looking around confused. As you can imagine, he's like 10 inches tall and what that feels like when a mob of humans are moving. So I picked Joey up and carried him about 20 feet past the start line, but he was adorable. I put him down and man, he was charging hard. He didn't want to stop and sniff. He didn't want to pee. He didn't want anything other than moving forward in the middle of the road to go wherever we were going. He had no idea where, but he was on a mission, which was super cute. And I didn't run. I walked it. I thought, little dog, I certainly shouldn't run the whole way, but I'm a fast walker. I walk quicker than many people run. And so he was hustling and he charged hard until about a mile and a half. And then he hit the wall. Bless his little heart. All of a sudden he just starts giving me the look as if to say, Mom, can we take a break? And so got him some water. And then next quarter a mile was pretty slow. And then the last quarter, he definitely was taking his time, which was just fine by me. I was in no rush. This thing wasn't timed. It didn't matter at all. But I considered picking him up and carrying him. And then I actually had some sort of commitment to him finishing the mission. It's like, he can do this. I'm going to let him do this. So he crossed the finish line and I picked him up and got him water and he got to sit down in the grass and a little soon to be 2-year-old came over to spend time with him. And it was just 2 babies hanging out together. It was very sweet, but go Joey. Super proud of Joey. I gave Joey my medal. He looks cuter in it anyways. Congrats to the UF Student Life folks who put it on. They did a great job. And hooray for me, I finally got to do the Gator Gallop. And Joey was the perfect partner for that. So I'm feeling very accomplished this week. I got a book out, a 5th book out, and I did the Gator Gallop after however long it's been. So hooray for me. And then that's it. That's all I want to tell you about. In fact, we're going to jump straight into your questions because they're good ones. And I want to give you these answers. Folks, if you have questions, and they can be on pretty much any topic, if I know the answer, I'm going to give it to you. So you can send those to me at fitzness.com. There's a contact button, or you can share them via Instagram or on my Hottie Body Fitzness Challenge on Facebook. It's a group, and you can join. It's free, and it's a place where I steer folks on getting fitter. And then the people in the group are the coolest people on earth. They're so supportive and wonderful. So if you have any fitness goals and you'd like me and those great people to be a part of it, join the Hottie Body Fitzness Challenge on Facebook. All right, on with the questions. Here we go. We are starting with Elise Donabedian. She says, after driving for 4 hours today, I need a good stretching session. My right hip and lower back are always getting super tight and ouch. And ouchie. I like the way you say that, Elise. What's your favorite way to prevent this or fix it? So I think a huge stretch session before you get on the road or get on a plane or a train is a really good idea. In fact, that's what I do when I go to the airport is I go in the prayer room, the chapel. That's right, the chapel. Chapels at airports, I tell you what, they're almost never occupied. And it's a great place. Normally there's just a place to kneel or sit. They have the little mats. Sometimes they're the Muslim prayer mats. I think they don't mind sharing with the stretching people. Sometimes they're yoga mats, but I go into the chapel and I stretch until it's time to get on the plane. And then while I'm on the plane, I go in the bathroom and I do a bunch of weird stretches in the bathroom as much as I can with that strange little space. And then when I get to the next airport, I stretch some more. And so the same thing goes for car travel. Spend 10 to 20 minutes in the morning stretching, loosening up, go for a walk, do all the stretches that I provide to you on my YouTube playlist. Go to Fitzness on YouTube and there's a huge playlist. And if you just type in stretch, you'll find hip stretches and back stretches and stretches with a stick and stretches without band and stretches and stretches and stretches, all sorts of stretches. So yeah, start by stretching, loosen up before you get in the car. And then, I know sometimes we're in a rush. We just want to get there, but every hour, if you're in a car, you have control of that vehicle. Pull off, have a potty break, get a drink, stretch. If you're pumping gas, stretch right out in public. Who cares what the people at the pumps next to you think? I stretch all over the damn place and it doesn't concern me at all, not one iota, what people think of me. If they think I'm weird for stretching, fine. I think they're weird for smoking. So there's all sorts of weird people doing weird stuff at the gas station. So be one of those weird people doing stretches. But yeah, I think that's the thing is stretch in advance, stretch in the middle, and then when you're done, stretch some more. Make sure when you land at your final destination, whether it's a work thing or a family thing, you just say, I need to take 15, 20 minutes to be a little active, to move my body, to get this tightness out of my back and shoulders and so forth. So yeah, I hope that helps. At least just keep stretching before, during, and after. Okay, Rich Zakowski says, will you write your next book with your daughter? That is a negative ghostwriter. I don't see that happening. Maybe someday, but next book will not be with Ginger. Yeah, she's great and she's a talented writer, but my next book will not be with Ginger. Yassine Gunay says, what is my favorite tailgate food? Well, that's a great question. I'm a vegetarian, so it does make it a little tricky. I love it when there are veggie burgers. Black bean burgers are my favorite kind. I don't prefer the Beyond burgers. They actually creep me out because they are a little too meaty. I remember I ordered a veggie burger at a restaurant and they brought me Beyond burger and I took a bite and I was startled and I said, oh, they gave me a real hamburger. And I was really kind of upset that they had put cow in my mouth, And so I told the waitress, I said, ma'am, I think you gave me a regular hamburger. She goes, no, that's a veggie burger. I said, are you sure? She goes, yeah, it's a Beyond burger. And so mind you, they look like hamburgers. They taste like hamburgers. But honestly, to my aversion, because I don't like to eat animals, it was too close to it was too real. It was too real. So some people want that realism. I don't. So I want the actual black bean burgers. And then I like fruit. And sometimes I like some mac and cheese. I'm doing my part to be all the healthy, but if there's a little scoop of mac and cheese, that makes me a very happy girl. And then water, yes. Diet Coke, yes. Sometimes beer, yes. And I just don't overdo it on the bad stuff. I just don't overdo it. Also, where I tailgate for the Gator games, think about the stadium is sitting on a yard on a big plot of land with grass. The place where my best friend's tailgate is right on the grass. It's 20 feet from the front entrance of the swamp. It's so good. And there's an RV. They pull up an RV, so we have access to a bathroom. And then they have another trailer with a flat screen on it. And there's chairs and it's catered and there's a full bar. It is uptown. So yeah, you want to come tailgate with Fitz Kohler for the Gator games. When I'm in town, it's a sweet situation. And I'm very grateful that I get invited. And I always have wonderful friends there. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's a wonderful setup. And we will be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback Series by Fitz Kohler offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and The Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's FITZNESS.com. Fitzness.com.
We're back. Okay, Manny P says, how do I stay motivated when I'm not seeing results as fast as I'd like? Well, there's a couple things. So let's say you're using the exact formula for weight loss. Usually when people start doing that, they lose weight pretty quickly. A few pounds come off the first week, a few pounds come off the second week, the third week, maybe it stalls. Maybe it doesn't, but sometimes weight loss stalls. So if you have been keeping honest track of your caloric budget, your caloric intake, and you are doing the right thing, well, what you got to do is really dig down and force yourself to stay the course. That's what I want you to do. I want you to just stay the course because results will come. Your body has no choice but to respond when you're doing the right thing. So if you are strength training every other day or every third day and you are lifting weights or doing exercises that are physically challenging, your body will respond. And so not fast enough, sorry. But if you keep doing the right thing, your body will eventually respond. Now, can you amplify your results by working harder, by doing more? Absolutely. And that's where two-a-days come in. You work out in the morning, you can work out at night. You can change maybe your snack of crackers to carrots. You know what I'm saying? You can just up your game in certain areas. Instead of having that one glass of wine at night, you ditch it. You drink water, right? So you elevate your actions and then the results will come faster. So that's it. Either you stay the course or you go even harder. And I just put out a poke on going hard. I think you should all go hard. I think if you have anything that's mediocre in your life, you should decide not to be mediocre. Go hard. It's okay to be hardcore. You don't have to be a marathon runner. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. I mean, hardcore for you can be hardcore for you without being Iron Man hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Just be your version of hardcore. You're going to be intense. You're going to pack your lunch. You're going to prepare your meals in advance. You're going to huff and puff when you exercise, right? You're just going to up the ante on everything. That's how you get results faster. Great question, Manny. Kyle G, how do I stop myself from snacking late at night? Well, you're going to have to use discipline, right? So maybe that's an issue for you and you shouldn't be doing it. So sometimes people want to set a cutoff time. That's just mentally beneficial for them. I'm not eating past 8:30 p.m. That gives you, hopefully with your schedule, enough time to eat dinner, maybe even have a snack after that. But after 8:30, if you know that intake is nonsense, it's boredom snacking, then set a time limit. Now, the reality is your caloric budget is spread throughout the day. It doesn't really matter when you eat. I mean, I think you should eat at the start of your day some food so you have energy to function, to think, to exercise and all of those things. You should exercise at the beginning, or I'm sorry, you should eat at the beginning of your day. But you can also eat at the end of your day as long as you're not going over your caloric budget if you're trying to maintain or lose weight. But if you don't want to snack at night because it's reckless and it's not benefiting from you, set an alarm. And then after that, you got to build the habit of doing something else. You take the bath, you go for a walk, you play video games, you dance with your partner, you wrestle with your kids. Anything and everything is on the table past 8:30 other than mindless snacking. Now, mind you, if you're starving, then eat. But just have things available to you like salad or veggies or a piece of fruit that'll fill you up without sending you into a snacking spiral of chaos. The other thing you could do is just build late night snacking into your caloric budget. Maybe if you're going to consume 1,800 calories for the day, just save 300 for that 9 o'clock TV show you watch. That's fine. That's fine. As long as by the time you go to sleep, you haven't had more than 1,800 calories, it's all good. It's all good. So either cut it off, do something else, or build it into your day. Easy peasy. Ryan W., are cheat meals okay, or do they completely mess up progress? So I can't stand the term cheat meals. I can't stand cheat days. Are you a kid? I mean, we're adults here. We're not cheating on anything, and we're certainly not on a diet. Diets are dumb. Diets are temporary measures that lead to temporary results. So you're not on a diet cheating. Who are you cheating on? It's ridiculous. So what I encourage you to do is daily build some yummy treats into your caloric budget. So no matter how many you have, I'm only asking that 80 to 90% of your intake be really good, right? 80 to 90% of your intake is stellar. It's produce, it's nuts, it's seeds, it's lean proteins, right? And then you have 10 to 20% to wiggle. So your wiggle room could be French fries with your lean chicken and grilled asparagus. Maybe you have some French fries, or your wiggle room could be a piece of cake after lunch, Your wiggle room could be pudding in the evening. I don't know, but you don't get a cheat meal. And yeah, so what I 80 to 90%, stick with that. And then you spread the good and the bad stuff out however you want. Simple. You got this. I trust you. I absolutely trust you. Okay, Jamie F. What's the best fast food option if I'm in a rush but still want something healthy? Gosh, there are so many. I mean, fast food has a bad reputation. I like getting my food quickly, and there's nothing wrong with that. So fast food simply means that you're getting food quickly. Not great. Fast food does not have to mean you're eating fried food. It doesn't. So there's a ton of restaurants now catering to people like you and me who care about health. There's these quickie Mexican restaurants that kind of serve your food like like Subway. You say, I want a bowl. And then do you want lettuce or brown rice or white rice? You choose that. You put it in the bowl. Then you want black beans or red beans or whatever. Put it in the bowl. You want chicken or veggies or tofu or steak. You put it in the bowl. Those things are pretty healthy ingredients. As long as you're not slathering on the cheese or sour cream, you're going to do pretty good at Mexican. There are some fresh kitchen style restaurants where they're serving sweet potato noodles and grilled veggies and grilled meats. Those are great choices. Even at our basic fast food restaurants that are known for burgers and fried chicken, they have salads. The other place you can get healthy food in a hurry is stopping by the grocery store. So yeah, there's a drive-through, but you could just run into almost any grocery store. You could grab a bagged salad. You could grab a prepared salad in a bowl. You could get sushi. You could get soup at the deli. You can get a nice sandwich at the deli. I think the grocery store is a wonderful place to get a quick meal in a hurry. It's funny. I always see our firefighters there. That's where they go for lunch and dinner. They go and grab we call it the pub sub here in Florida, the Publix subs. But yeah, I mean, fast food is great lately. It's much easier to eat wisely in a hurry now. Oh, and I didn't even mention all the Asian places. I mean, gosh, Asian food is traditionally pretty great as long as it's not one of their fried options. Go get some steamed veggies and steamed meat along with soy sauce. Okay, fine. Delicious and healthy. So you got a lot of options there. Insist on them, right? Just don't settle. Don't settle for fried chicken or a big greasy burger with big greasy fries. You can do better and you should do better because you're one of my listeners. That means you probably have a standard, right? And that's why you're asking the question. So I love it. All right. And that is it for Q and A. I loved all the Qs. I love providing the A's. You have great questions. I like that you keep it diverse. We talk about exercise. We talk about nutrition and sleep and tailgating. Everybody loves tailgating. Hey, folks, if you are going to go tailgate, just plan ahead. Plan ahead. I mean, I have to do that quite often. I just eat something before I get to the tailgate because I know there's a slim chance sometimes that they're going to have something for me. I was very grateful to see watermelon this weekend at the tailgate. Also, I had a sandwich. I pulled out the meat and I threw the meat away. Sorry, meat. And then I just ate the bread with the lettuce and the tomatoes and so forth. So, I do my best, but I ate a little bit beforehand, so I wasn't starving and it wasn't a problem, which is my responsibility, right? It's not anybody else's responsibility to cater to me. So I prepare in advance and I do what's right for Fitz Kohler. All right, folks, our communication tip of the day. It's one I've given before, but oh gosh, I just got to say it again. Conversations should be two-way streets. If you catch yourself droning, if you catch yourself being the only person talking in a conversation, it's not a conversation. It's a lecture. Have some courtesy. Ask the other person about themselves or ask for their insight or input on a topic. It's crazy to me how many people I spend time with and some of my friends do that never pause to say, how are you? What you up to? What do you think about this? We get together and they drone and drone and drone. And you know what makes me not want to get back together with anybody is that the lecture me for 30 minutes, 60 minutes. I just find it punishing. So please don't do that. Don't do that to anybody. If you are meeting with someone, if you are spending any quality time with another person, share the conversation. If not, it's not a conversation. Okay. And then song of the week. I hate to have to do this. My goodness. So my neighbor, Glenn, I actually did a podcast on this in the summer. It was called I Was Banned by Limp Bizkit. So Limp Bizkit is one of my favorite bands from old, whatever. I love them. Great, great music, great energy. They just have so many hits that are so much fun. So my neighbor, Glenn, across the street is best friends with the bass guitarist, Sam. And Glenn has always talked about Sam. I've never met Sam. I know Sam's been over this way. We've never connected before, but Glenn and Sam have been, just best friends. Best friends. You know what it's like when you're each other's person. And so on Sunday, I opened up, I think it was Facebook, and Glenn posted that his best friend of 28 years had passed away. And so they haven't done an autopsy yet. I know Sam just wasn't feeling very good for a few days. He canceled plans he was supposed to go out with his girlfriend or fiance, and she was concerned about him. So she was trying to get him to go to the doctor and he wouldn't, or the hospital, and he wouldn't. So she made an appointment for him and went out to get medicine for him and came home and he had passed. So I don't know exactly why. I don't know if anybody knows exactly why he passed, but he was young. He was in his 40s, and poor Glenn is just heartbroken, just so sad. And all I can tell you about Sam is that Glenn is such a sweet and decent person that Sam also has to be wonderful, because Glenn would not spend the great majority of his life buddied up with someone who wasn't a stellar human. So R.I.P. Sam. And this week we're going to honor Sam and Limp Bizkit with Nookie. That's right. I want you to listen to that song. I did it all for the Nookie, and I don't know. What can you do? You can do anything to. That's probably a strength training song, strength training or running. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, go and do whatever you want to Nookie. But yeah, R.I.P. Sam. And I hope Glenn's heart heals, as well as Fred and all the other members of the band, because nobody likes that, right? Nobody likes that. Okay, folks, I love you so much. If you haven't done so yet, click subscribe here on the Fitzness Show, wherever you listen to it. That is cue for your podcasting service to let you know, to say, hey, Fitz is releasing another podcast, and then you can listen. That's right. If you haven't done so yet, my book is still on pre-order. That's right. And pre-sale comes with all sorts of perks. That's right. You get free shipping if you use discount code LIVEBETTER. You get autographed books, and there's a free gift that's coming, which I'm really excited about, and pretty packaging and lots of love. And then, of course, once you receive it and you read it, you get to be the most incredible version of yourself that you never even dreamed of. That's right. We're going to make you so much better. You're just going to be surprised. You're going to be shocked. Next year, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to think, hot damn, is this really me? And yep, it'll be you. You'll be supercharged. And that's the way I like it. Okay, folks, I love you so much. Thanks for listening. Get to work. Bye, team. Mwah.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to gift the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Kohler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.